Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am back with some more fan casting. I haven't done this in a while, surprisingly. I always wanted to do more, I just didn't know what else I could really do, but I found there's a lot of other things I could do, so this time, of course, is Batman. Now, we already have lots of Batman stuff to look forward to. We have the Robert Pattinson Batman, we have The Flash that is going to bring back Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck and maybe Val Kilmer and Christian Bale, all the other Batman, except George Clooney. But no, so this is what I would like my Batman cast to be, who I would put as Batman, Alfred, and Dick Grayson, Robin, all that. So this is my fan casting for a new Batman reboot. And this doesn't have to be connected to the DCEU either. This can just be kind of like the Robert Pattinson Batman, just be kind of a solo film, and it doesn't have to be connected to the main Ben Affleck kind of DCEU Batman. But my pick for Batman, this one was difficult. Originally, I was going to go like, maybe I should give George Clooney another shot, because George Clooney didn't suck in Batman Robin. His Batman wasn't great, but his Bruce Wayne was actually really good. I actually really like his Bruce Wayne. I brought him more as Bruce Wayne than Val Kilmer, because Val Kilmer, even though that I liked him as Batman and Bruce Wayne, he had a bit of, I know, he just talked a bit wooden. So, which George Clooney, I could see as a billionaire playboy philanthropist, in the words of Tony Stark. But, no, so I was like, I had to pick someone who was who seemed like the right age, who would be young, who's old, but looks a little young. Kind of like Robert Pattinson at the moment. So I went with Robbie Amell. Robbie Amell has only done a few films that I've seen. I've seen both of the Babysitters, love them. I love the two Scooby-Doo movies they did for Cartoon Network. They were great. So I think that he could carry a Batman film of being Bruce Wayne and being Batman, because he does have a few fight scenes in the Babysitter films. They're not long fight scenes, because those films are mainly horror films and they are action. But the action scenes that he does have, I can see him as a Batman, which I thought that was pretty good. And then now moving on to Alfred, I had to think about someone who's old and looks like an Alfred, because I am a big fan of the original 4 Batman films, yes, even Batman and Robin, and I thought Michael Gough was a great Alfred. He was one of the best Alfreds, and he was just fantastic. So I decided for Alfred, I decided to go with Harrison Ford. He could kind of deliver those kind of big lessons to through talking to Bruce. If you just look at that scene from Star Wars: The Force Awakens when he dies and he talks to Kylo Ren about coming back to the light side, that was powerful, and I can see him being Alfred just by that, because the way that he says that and him being so dramatic in that scene was so powerful. And even when he came back in Rise of Skywalker as Princess Leia's vision to speak to Kylo, that was one of the most powerful things in that movie. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was shocked about what he was saying because it was so true, and I was like, yeah, I can see you as Alfred, definitely. And then now, okay, so Robin. This one, it's weird because I am doing more fan casting videos today, and I have this same actor 3 times, which is shocking. Um, but I think that he could nail these roles on the head. But we're talking about the Batman one for the minute. So, Dick Grayson Robin, I could, you know what? I could see Tom Holland doing Dick Grayson. He looks young, even though he's in his like early 20s. He's like 25, 24 ish. I could see him as Robin because you already buy him as a teenager in the Spider-Man film, so you could see him as a 14, 15-year-old boy as Robin, which I thought was just fantastic, and I was like, yes, I'm sold. That's really fantastic. That's a great person to play someone who could go beside Robbie and Mel. Even though that they both look... Robbie and Mel does look older than him. Not much older than him because he's like... Robbie and Mel's like 33. But you could de-age Tom Holland a little bit so it looks like that Robbie and Mel is a little older than him. And now, Vicky Vale, I was like, well, okay, who looks like Vicky Vale? And I was thinking, because Kim Basinger played Vicky Vale in Batman 1989, and I was like, well, she'll be too old to be with Robbie and Mel. Because that's the thing, I was going like, who could play the best version of this character? And when you had George Clooney, and then you had some of the villains who are around the same age as George Clooney, and but younger than George Clooney and look young. So I went with Scarlett Johansson for Vicky Vale. She has that look, even though that she did used to be blonde. I don't think she still is blonde. I think she's more brown hair now. But if you dye her hair blonde, she could actually be Vicky Vale, which I am just sold if they do that. And now, I love Batman Forever, and one of the best parts is Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Meridian. So I'm like, I need to think of someone other than Nicole Kidman who would be a great Dr. Chase Meridian. And you know what? I could see Brie Larson being Dr. Chase Meridian. She looks like that she could be a great Dr. Chase Meridian. And Dr. Chase Meridian, even though that she is, all she's there for is just to say, go out to Batman and go like, meet me at my house at midnight. And she is very horny in that. I think Brie Larson can do that sort of thing. She's already great in Captain Marvel. Even though that the script isn't that great, if you gave her a great script, she could nail it on the head. So I think Brie Larson would be great as Dr. Chase Meridian. Alright, Catwoman. Now, Catwoman, I was like, God, because this is one that I'm like, I need to cast the right person for this. Because even though I'm excited for the Batman next year, I haven't seen Zoe Kravitz in anything. and that's just probably why it makes me go like, I don't see it as Catwoman. I just don't. But again, it's a different version. If they weigh out a version and make it a little different, but still fit in the persona of Catwoman and Selena Kyle, because I think Michelle Pfeiffer did a fantastic job with Catwoman in Batman Returns. Her and Michael Keaton sell that movie. So I was like, who would look great as Catwoman? And I was like, you know what? Anna Kendrick would be perfect to be Catwoman. I can see her playing Catwoman because she hasn't really been in a big action movie, unlike Tom Holland, Harrison Ford, and Scarlett Johansson and Brie Larson. She hasn't been in a big action movie. She did originally audition for the 2014 Michael Bay Turtles movie, which I love. I love those Michael Bay Turtles films. I don't care what anyone says. But I'm like, even though that I do like Megan Fox's April, I do see Anna Kendrick being April in those films. So I'm like, I'll give it Catwoman because I can see it as Catwoman probably more than April O'Neil, honestly. So I was like, and then this next casting, this is like Heath Ledger Joker, or Alfred Molina, Doc Ock level of casting, because no one can replace her. You can't. If you said, oh, this person is going to play this character, I'm going to be like, no. We got our first shot of that live action character. They nailed it on the head. Even though that they didn't like the film, they loved, of course, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. If you said, oh, I don't know, that, like, for instance, if you said to me that, I don't know, Madonna is going to be Harley Quinn, I'm like, that would work in the George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton era of Batman, but that would not work in today's age. Which I think, to me, Margot Robbie would never be recast. You can't find anyone more perfect to fit that role than Margot Robbie. Because Margot Robbie just did a great job with that you're just like, I can't see anyone else in that role. So next we have Joker. Of course, this is a different version. The only one I'm carrying over is Margot Robbie because no one can replace her. So, because this wasn't in the DCU, and it's not Jared Leto, even though I do like Jared Leto, I was like, who would be a great Joker? And I was like, well, I think Willem Dafoe can pull it off. Willem Dafoe can pull off a scary Joker. Because again, you know that those Remy Spider movies are a little cheesy at times. His Norman Osborn is scary, and the Goblin is scary. Not the outfit, but the way, the things that he says and stuff like that. Even though I do prefer Dane DeHaan as the Green Goblin, because he's more scary, and his transformation is more scarier than James Franco's or even Norman Osborn's transformation, because of the way that they film it. I was like, I can see Willem Dafoe playing the Joker. Now, Riddler. I've only seen one Riddler, and that's Jim Carrey. And I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, and I love the Riddler in Batman Forever, but this is one that I was like, you know what? I can see this person, even though that I'll definitely see Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. But I can see Jim Parsons playing the Riddler in a Batman movie. He just has that kind of look about him that, like, if you put him in that Riddler suit, like, not necessarily that Batman Forever Riddler suit with the question mark spandex suit, but just like you had the white shirt, the tie with the question mark on it, and then you had a blazer with question marks on it, and a green hat with the question mark on it, and green pants, and green shoes. I could see Jim Parsons playing the Riddler easily. Easily, he can play the Riddler, which is one of my top picks for Riddler. Now, Poison Ivy. I was like, who could play Poison Ivy? Because, again, love the 4 Batman films. They're my favourite Batman films of all time. Even Batman and Robin. They're all on the same level because they're the same continuity. But I do love The Dark Knight. So, I was like... And I'm also a big fan of the Baywatch film that came out in 2017. So I'm like... I would want Alexandra Daddario to be Poison Ivy, which she hasn't really been in a big breakout role. Like, if you saw my X-Men fan casting, I also casted her as Rogue, which I could see as both, pretty much. But you could, like, you do get people from 2 sides of the business working at both companies. You get Michael Keaton as Vulture and Batman. You have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and you have her as Janet in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And you have a lot more people in Marvel and DC. Like, you have Christian Bale as Batman, and yet he's going to be the next villain for Thor 4. Ridiculous. So you could easily get Alexandra Daddario to play Poison Ivy and Rogue in the Marvel and DC universe. That would be pretty awesome. Now, Two-Face. I was not happy with this fan casting when I did it, but I was like, I can't see anyone else really, because I don't want to look at the past ones, except for my rule with fan castings is that I only keep one. I only keep one person that has been a character in that universe in the past. In this case, it's Margot Robbie. Well, actually, no, it's 2, but I don't want to just copy and paste. Wait, no, 3, sorry. 3. But I don't want to go like, okay, this person's now this person, this person's this person, this person's this person, and just take them all from previous films. Like, this one I have 3, but we'll get to those in a second. But Two-Face, I think Daniel Craig can pull it off. I think Two-Face would make me like Daniel Craig, because I don't like Daniel Craig because of the James Bond movies. I love him in Knives Out, though. Even though that his accent's kind of odd, I do love him in Knives Out. He's very good in Knives Out. To me, he could pull a Two-Face off, especially when you had, I can't remember his name, but the guy playing him in The Dark Knight, you could easily get more... He could have a bit more freedom with the character of Two-Face. Now, Deadshot. You know who I got to go with is Will Smith. He was the second best part of Suicide Squad, other than Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. He was just fantastic in it. And I was like, yes, I could see him playing Deadshot, different character. But Deadshot, definitely. I was like, I can't see him anyone else playing Deadshot than Will Smith. Like, everyone says that he was very weak in Suicide Squad, and I'm like, no, he was very strong. His story was very, like, his story in that was very upsetting, and it was something that you didn't expect out of that movie. And his scene with Ben Affleck's Batman, you're like, oh crap. Because he pulls out the gun and is about to shoot Ben Affleck, and you're just like, oh, is he going to do it? That would be a ballsy move. And then they don't, because his daughter steps in front of him and goes like, Dad, don't. So, I could see Will Smith as Deadshot playing it for as long as he can. Now, Mr. Freeze. I was like, no, I'm gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger, freeze, bird boy. And no one can touch Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance, because he's just so great in that movie. I love him in that movie. And, but I was like, I'm going to go with the original casting, which is Patrick Stewart. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. Even though I think Arnold Schwarzenegger could probably do it better without the one-liners and the puns and stuff. I think Patrick Stewart would make it different enough that he doesn't have to fall into Arnold Schwarzenegger's crazy footsteps they set in Batman and Robin. Now, last character, the Penguin. I was like, you know what? No one can touch Danny DeVito. I want to get Danny DeVito back as the Penguin. And getting him back as the Penguin was like, you know what? I'm going to bring back as the Penguin because he is just great as the Penguin in that. I'll show my basic rubber truck. And he's just great in that. And he does get creepy at times, which I do like about, which is what I like about Danny DeVito's Penguin. I think the creepy factor goes into him with the whole, I'm going to be this creepy little penguin man and do all this creepy stuff and obviously go when I see a sexy cat lady on my bed. So I think he was just perfect as Oswald. He was just great in that. And no one can touch Margot Robbie, Will Smith, and Danny DeVito as Penguin, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn. No one can touch them. They did such a perfect job, and they would just be... I would like to keep them as their same characters. Not to be in the same universe, but obviously do a different portrayal, a mind portrayal of the Penguin, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn, and they can carry on through three, 4 films and do it that way. So, guys, that's my fan casting for the next Batman reboot. So, guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Also, hit the little bell icon to get notified future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.